Good morning, beloveds. I have had a morning. Um, Apparently, I did not get the O-ring in my blender right. I put in there, so I put my cashew milk in there, and I put my chlorophyll in there, which is very green, by the way. Um, set that and set that aside, and then I went to give the cat the medication, and I came back to a mess in the kitchen. So, all right then. Okay, it is March 11th. Our title is I Am Radiant with the Health of God. And our quote is Then shall thy light break forth as the morning, and thine health shall spring forth speedily. And that is Isaiah 58:8. Whatever we identify ourselves with, we tend to become. Whatever we think about gradually becomes a subconscious pattern, always tending to manifest itself in our experience. Therefore, we should endeavor to identify our physical bodies with the spiritual reality, which is the very substance and essence of the physical being. We do not deny the physical body, but rather affirm that every organ, action, and function of the body is radiant with the perfection of God. There is an inner life of complete perfection which exists at the center of everything. Otherwise, nothing could be. We should identify ourselves with this perfect pattern of our being, claiming its reality in our experience, and continuously knowing that we are animated by the living spirit. Today, I identify my body with the action of God, the radiant life of the divine being. Today, I identify my physical body with my spiritual body, claiming that they are one and the same. Therefore, I see that every organ, every action, and every function of my body belongs to the rhythm of life, is a part of the radiant presence of the living spirit. There is one divine circulation flowing through everything, flowing through me right now. There is one infinite rhythm at the center of everything. I am a part of this perfect whole. There is a perfect circulation, perfect assimilation, and perfect elimination. There is a perfection in every part of my being, a wholeness and completeness. This physical body is a temple of the living spirit which animates it, sustains it, rebuilds it after the image of its own perfection, and keeps it in perfect health, in perfect harmony, in perfect wholeness. Okay. I'm not okay. Let me wrap my head around this. Um I have an issue with Western medicine. And the issue that I have with Western medicine is expiration dates. And I'll tell you what I mean. Um, when doctors tell patients that this is how long you'll live, because we frame doctors as an authority in Western society, and our subconscious takes that expiration date and very often will make it true. Okay. Um, there's a movie, and I've been meaning to watch it, and I haven't. Uh, and there's two reasons that attracted me to the movie. And I want to tell you that the movie is called The Long Goodbye. I, I'm probably wrong about that, though. But it stars the comedian Aquafina. Uh, and it's not a comedy per se, but it is a comedy because it stars a comedian. But it is a page out of her real life, because in the Eastern tradition, when an elder is dying, they don't tell the elder that the elder is dying. Uh, and that's the point of the movie. I believe that Aquafina's character doesn't agree with that. Uh, And and I think that's why I think it's called the long goodbye. So um and that's what it is. It's about a family coming to terms with a grandmother uh, in that transition. And I also remember in one of the pastoral care classes, a woman who had, and I do not remember what kind of cancer it was. And when the doctor came to her and said, "Well, this is how long you're going to live," and she went, "The heck you say?" Um, and proved him wrong. But so many times I've seen situations where the doctor says, "This is how long you're going to live," and they the body, the subconscious makes it so. So I don't know where I fall on that. And and I'm thinking about it, and part of the reason I'm thinking about it is because I was looking at some of my wedding pictures yesterday, and I had forgotten that my Aunt Mary was in one of them. And so, you know, and then we mentioned Reverend Marcia in the class last night. And so I'm thinking about it, and I'm just like, so you think about things like that, and then you read stuff like this and you go, oh, okay. But that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. It's like, do not ever let anyone put an expiration date on you, because that is between you and God. That is not between you and a doctor. That is not between you and the medical association. Do not ever let anyone put an expiration date on you for any reason. We all make choices, and we make choices consciously, and we make choices subconsciously, and we make contracts with God. Um, and when it is our time to go, it is our time to go. But don't let somebody in a position of medical authority tell you it's your time when it's not, because that's between you and God. And that is my soapbox. And I think I'm going to get off of it now. So let's go back to March 11th. The point of this is the contract between you and God about making your physical body and your spiritual body one. We're not meant to last forever, but we can enjoy life while we're here. And this is how we do it. I am radiant with the health of God. I should say this body is not meant to last forever. We do. Okay, so Isaiah is a exile prophet. Um, so we're dealing with Isaiah 58:8. Then shall thy light break forth as the morning, and thine health shall spring forth speedily. Whatever we identify ourselves with, we tend to become, which encourages you to look around your environment and go, all right, what in my environment is not supporting who I want to be? Whatever and whatever we think about gradually becomes a subconscious pattern, always tending to manifest itself in our experience. And that's why it's about the trend of your thoughts, not each individual thought, because we all have weeds, we all have those little weeds that pop up in our thoughts. Those are not the problem. What the problem is when the weeds start to choke out the flowers. All right. And that's why we got to get in there and weed our garden on a regular basis. Weed our thoughts on a regular basis. I think that's kind of the point of the 30-day mental diet, that the book that Jesse's working on. And because we started that book study last night, and that's exactly, I was like, all right, for 30 days, this is what we're going to do. We're going to tend towards the positive. We're going to trend towards the positive. Therefore, we should endeavor to identify our physical bodies with the spiritual reality, which is the very substance and essence of the physical being. We should endeavor to identify our physical bodies with the spiritual reality. The bodies are made of God's stuff, and amazing things can happen. We do not deny the physical body. That's why we encourage people to go to doctors. It's like we don't deny that doctors are wonderful and good and have a lot of good to do. We definitely don't, we never suggest not to take a pill. In fact, sometimes when people come to us and, it's like, okay, yeah, we're absolutely we're gonna treat for you and know for you and pray for you and encourage you to go to a doctor. Okay? We are not Christian Science. We are not against doctors. We believe that everything under the sun was made by God, and that includes doctors too. Okay, so we do not deny the physical body, but rather affirm that every organ and action and function of the body is radiant with the perfection of God, the wholeness of God, that it is functioning as it should. And some people's function differently, and that's okay. Because God is one, but variety is the trend of God. It's the trend of life. Therefore, there is an inner life of complete perfection which exists at the center of everything. That's what Jesse likes to call that place where nothing has ever been wrong, which is where we go when we treat. It's like, yes, here we're dealing with this material world, but there's a place where everything works exactly as it should. And when we treat, that's where we go. Otherwise, nothing could be. We should identify ourselves with this perfect pattern of our being, claiming its reality in our experience and continuously knowing that we are animated by the living spirit. And that really is, I think that's kind of, if I was going to say we had a secret, that's it. By knowing who we are, we know who animates us. We know the power that created us and the power that animates us to this day. And the power that will always animate us, even when we move past this mortal vehicle. All right, today I identify my body with the action of God, the radiant life of the divine being. Today I identify my physical body with my spiritual body. And my spiritual body, there's never been anything wrong with my spiritual body. It has never been hurt. It has never been damaged. My spiritual body is whole, perfect, and complete. And so I want to meld the two. I want to identify my physical body. And that's how changes happen. Look up the Quantum Doctor by Amit Goswami. He talks about the bliss body and how it filters down into, he calls it the gross body. It's not. The material body. That's what he means. So I just had to get past that word. Okay, so today I identified my physical body with my spiritual body, claiming that they are one and the same. Therefore, I see that every organ, every action, and every function of my body belongs to the rhythm of life, is a part of the radiant presence of the living spirit. There is one divine circulation flowing through everything, flowing through me right now, flowing through you right now. There is one infinite rhythm at the center of everything. I am a part of this perfect whole. There is a perfect circulation, perfect assimilation, and perfect elimination. There is a perfection in every part of my being and a wholeness and completeness. This physical body is a temple of the living spirit, which animates it, sustains it, rebuilds it after the image of its own perfection. So it's a living temple of the spirit that animates it, but you get to decide how it looks. That's up to you. And keeps it in perfect health, in perfect harmony, and in perfect wholeness. Sometimes we just need to get out of our own way and not let anybody tell us what our body is capable of. All right, beloveds. So today, the mission, should we choose to accept it, is to continuously know that we are animated by the living spirit. That our spiritual body and our physical body are one and the same. And being animated by a power in which the possibility is endless. That's the mission. All right, beloveds. If you go outside today, which I did, there are signs of spring everywhere. And yet, it's going to drop into the 30s today. Who knows? That's when we talk about the rhythm of life. Okay, I'm going to move into the process of my day, but I'm going to encourage you, as I always do, in the spiritual practice of doing something loving for yourself, doing something kind for yourself, doing something compassionate for yourself, whatever that looks like. Be it big, be it small, it does not matter. The point is to make sure that you are practicing loving, kind, compassionate on yourself, because you deserve it. You deserve your own love. You deserve your own kindness. You deserve your own compassion. Absolutely. It is a spiritual practice, and what I am encouraging you to do is create a habit and a default setting, so that no matter what happens around you or to you or in you, you can have a loving, kind, compassionate response to yourself. If you can do it for yourself, you can do it for anybody. Trust me. So as simple as 3 deep breaths, take a walk, take a nap, really savor a cup of coffee or a meal, or, have a couple of cookies and enjoy them. Don't feel guilty about a couple of cookies. I saw Girl Scouts a couple of days ago, so, I'm reminding myself I don't have to feel guilty. They're good. I eat the serving and move on. So, all right. It is a spiritual practice to do love, kind, compassion, and it's how we create a world that works for everybody. So I also, as I always do, encourage you to do something to engage your mind and your body, to get some bright light. There was no sun. We got a front moving through, which is why it's going to drop into the 30s today. And then by Sunday, we'll be back out of it. It's spring. And then drink plenty of water and open the windows of your soul. Allow the breath of heaven to remind you, you do live in heaven right here, right now. It's all around us. Springtime is one of those times where it's easy to see that heaven, because you have all that new growth and the flowers and everything, and the trees are pushing the green out, and it's that beautiful yellow green of new. But you can find it anytime by looking for the good and praising it, as Emma says. So take care of yourself. Know that you are loved. Know that we are available to you. If you want to know what we're getting up to, including that 30-day mental diet book study that I suggested. That is, and the great thing about the book studies is you can drop in and drop out. That's on you. So email info@creativelife.org to get on that mailing list with all of the hot links. That'll take you right to where you need to go to get what you need to get into all the stuff that we do. And like I said, check us on the social medias. We are Creative Life Spiritual Center or Creative Life Spark, and I am the running Rev Ryan. So have a great day, an amazing day, a wondrous day, a fantastic day, a cat-filled day, because, a purry day. Purry day. You can have a read a day. Okay, and now she's standing on my chest, so I can't put her down day. A magical day, a stay warm day, a wear your jacket day, a good day. And if that is too much pressure, simply have a day. Know that you're loved, and I will see you tomorrow around 9 a.m. I know it's probably going to be freezing, but I'm still going to try and go to the park as long as it's not raining, because I got peanuts and there are squirrels. So take care of yourself. Know that you're loved, and I will see you next time.